everyone. Thank you for joining me for the human experiment. I'm Anandi. I'm a spiritual teacher and an author, and the creator of this wild project, the human experiment. So, part of coming into this project, I made some agreements with myself, and one of those agreements was that for each recording that I did connecting with you, I was going to do a first take no matter what, so that you always get to experience whatever is going to happen without any editing or any changes. And that's part of again what's behind the human experiment and this attempt at looking and being in the process of reconciling divinity within humanity. So I have no idea what'll happen because I'm sitting in the parking lot of the Big Y, if you haven't noticed. And mostly I'm just avoiding grocery shopping because it's not my favorite thing to do. And I'm really distracted. There's someone with a serious stereo system, and I don't know if you can hear it, but I think it's behind me. So I'm gonna do my best. What I wanted to start to get into this week is about spiritual teachers, and specifically about gurus. And I know that this is a really hot button topic for a lot of people. So that makes it all the more intriguing for me to explore with you. So I have a guru, and it just is what it is. What I want to share with you is an experience that I had with her, Durga Ma, the second time, or maybe the third time, that I went to sit with her out in Phoenix. So we had spent the morning studying scripture and doing pretty intense spiritual study. And at some point what we were doing shifted, and she started telling me stories about her life and experiences that she had had early on, experiences she had when she was when she was living at the ashram, and stories about other spiritual seekers she came into contact with, stories about her childhood, just stories. And I listened really intently, like a good student does. Suddenly she stopped, and I'll never forget this. And she kind of took a deep breath, and she goes, I don't know why I'm telling you all of this useless stuff. And she stopped, and she looked over to her side table, and next to her on the side table is always this one particular picture of Swami Kripalu, one of her guru. And I was so intent that in that moment, as I watched her turn and look at that photograph, I actually saw like Kripalu was so alive in that photograph. And then she's quietly turned back to me and she said, well, I'm fully surrendered, so there must be a point to it. And she started to carry on for a moment, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I knew exactly why in that moment she was telling me all of these seemingly useless stories from her life. And what that sharing was about for me was, it was taking this guru, this avatar, spiritual master, and it was humanizing her. I could relate to her through these stories. And I felt comfortable. I felt more comfortable, but most importantly, what it did was it allowed me a way in which we connected, I could connect with her and I could trust her. And to begin to form that bond of trust. And interestingly, in my opinion, the experience that comes from that is in this relationship of trust and relating to one another. Truly, I feel it was very important in preparing me to receive some spiritual teachings that were extremely important, and were really, really life-altering, that perhaps I suspect I may not have been able to receive had I not found a way, or been given a way to really be able to relate and trust my teacher and my guru in that way. So I'm going to share a lot more about my experiences with having a guru, because I know that there's a lot of talk and a lot of experiences out there to the contrary. And I don't necessarily disagree with anyone. I think everyone is free to have their own choice and their own experience, and that's valid. But I am an advocate of being able to have the information and see both sides of the story and have a more, a more complete, holistic view of this concept. So that's just the beginning of where I'd like to go on that topic. But it's where I'm going to stop for now. So I really appreciate your time, and thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my little story. And I look forward to continuing on this journey and looking at how I have been reconciling a divine individual being human, and hearing more from you about what it is that's happening for you in your experience and reconciling this paradox that seems to exist for us. So if you'd like to find out more about my work, and the programs that I run, the website is going to come up at the end, www.spiritualvoyagers.com, and also www.durgama.com. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye for now.